What is up, you guys? Ryan Brewer back here, the host of Michael Myers Reacts, and welcome to MMR Live number 18. I have not done a MMR Live in like over 4 months. It's ridiculous. I've been having problems again. You guys know how this works. Like, I started MMR Live and I wanted to interact with you guys. And that's why I started the series. And I started having like webcam problems, and recently, in the past 4 months, I've been having problems with my microphone. It's always something. Like, I tried to do a horror movie night back in October. I was going to do a horror movie night over Scream. And during that stream, you know, everyone was telling me like, yo, your mic is staticky or whatever. And it still might be a little bit. If you guys hear a little bit of static, please just like, you know, ignore it. I'm going to try my best to do lives again because I really miss doing MMR lives. Like, this is seriously my favorite series I do on my channel, and I want to continue to do these and be interactive with you guys. So just bear with me. I know it's been a while, so I'm not expecting a lot of people to be at this stream, but if you guys are watching this as a video, thank you for watching. Like, I really means a lot to me. Just get used to me doing streams again. I'm going to try to do these more often. I want to do 19 here soon because this is well overdue. You know, I'm really late when it comes to doing MMR lives, and I feel bad about it because, you know, I want to obviously talk with you guys because I love doing that. That's the point of this series. We always have fun talking about horror, but it's like every time I do an MMR live, it's like I have to get on here and kind of explain to you guys what's been going on, and it's sad. You know, I don't want to keep doing that. So hopefully, I'll have some luck with these streams and these webcams and these microphones where I can continue to do this. But tonight's topic is very, very fun. I'm going to be talking about upcoming horror movies this year. Now, obviously, we're in February now. There has been a few releases already this year, and the first one I want to talk about is Scream. Now, you guys know I did go see Scream 2022 in the theaters. I did a non-spoiler review on my channel. You guys can watch that. You've probably already seen it. And I'm going to talk about it a little bit because I'm sure somebody in the chat might ask about this. And it's going to be spoiler-free, so if you haven't seen the new Scream movie yet, don't worry about anything. I enjoyed Scream 2022. I think it's a good installment. You know, the nods and the tribute to Wes Craven was great, and just the feel of this movie was amazing. Now, I said before, even before this movie came out, before I did my review, I was like, you know, this movie is going to have to do something big. I want it to feel like its own thing, and it really does, you know. This new Scream movie feels like a Scream sequel, but also its own thing at the same time. And what I mean by doing something big, well, I can't say that because I said I'm going to keep that spoiler-free, but for those of you who have seen Scream 2022, you know what I'm talking about. They finally make a ballsy move, if you will. Really enjoyed it. I can't wait till it comes out. I think it's coming out on Blu-ray and 4K in April. I'm definitely going to be picking that movie up. And I wanted to talk about it a little bit because I'm sure someone's going to ask me, hey, you know, what's your thoughts on the new Scream movie? I love it. It's really good. It's in the middle for me. It's my third favorite in the franchise. I know I didn't do a re-ranking for the Scream movies, but I still like the original Scream and Scream 2 better. But after Scream 2, I'm putting Scream 2022. It's weird always having to say the year behind a new horror movie, you know what I mean? Because it's like just call it Scream 5. I mean, of course I can call it Scream 5, but they should have just titled it Scream 5. And with that being said, I'm sure most of you also know that we are getting a Scream 6. It's been confirmed. I'm really excited for that. I'm not sure what they're going to call it. You know, it's going to have to have some sort of subtitle because it's not going to be called Scream 6. Like, come on now. But if they would have called this Scream 5, then they probably could have called it Scream 6, but that's not going to happen. But yeah, I'm glad that we're getting a Scream 6. I'm really excited for that. You know, the same Matt and Tyler, I think their first names are. I think they directed Ready or Not and VHS. They're coming back to direct Scream 6, which is really exciting. I think pretty much everybody who was involved with Scream 2022 is coming back for Scream 6. Super excited about that. But that's really all I have to say about Scream. I don't want to talk about that too much. I've already reviewed it, and I don't want to talk about Scream 6. That's probably going to be a 2023 movie. We're here to talk about upcoming 2022 movies. And another movie I seen this year was a Shudder original or exclusive, whatever they call it over there, and it's a movie called Slapface. Now, I do recommend this movie. I think it was pretty good. It's not like, you know, anything to be overly excited about, I guess. It's not something that I like highly recommend to you guys, but I recommend it. Slapface was interesting. It's about these brothers where, their mother passed away and the older brother is raising his younger brother. And the younger brother has like this, I don't know how to say this, like this, not relationship, kind of like a friendship with this monster thing. And the title Slapface is a little game that the two brothers play because, like, if they're doing something because of their mother dying, or if they're just, if they're not in the right state of mind, they play a game called Slapface where they basically slap each other. It's kind of like that saying, slapping some sense somebody. That's what they were trying to go for. But it was a good movie. It was a fun, I guess, creature feature movie. I really enjoyed that. So if you guys have Shudder, I do recommend checking out Slapface. It was really good. I haven't gotten to the chat yet. I know I'm going to get on my phone right now and see what you guys are saying. I could read it on here, but chat, like, I don't want to use my computer to scroll down because this microphone, the legs on this microphone are awful. Like, if I like even move it, this microphone's crashing. And I don't want that. Let me pull up the stream here, so just bear with me for a second. I can see if what we got in here. We got Horror Man 93 as always. We got Shauna in here. Let me see. Who else is in here? I'm gonna see what you guys said first. Let's see what you guys said. Let me go back to the top here. So we got 80s horror fan in here. I love having 80s horror fan in the streams. He says Ryan is becoming my favorite horror YouTuber. You know what? I appreciate that. That means a lot. I know I haven't been like super active on here recently. I've been like super busy. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I've been really, really busy. I haven't even been in the mood to like film a video. I'm not saying the videos are done. I'm going to do them again. But expect more MMR lives because I just miss this stuff, And I don't intend to like stop doing this. It's always I have like a webcam problem. I have like a microphone problem, a laptop problem, or I'm just busy, whatever it is. It's not that I'm like not trying to do these because, I should have been well past the 20s with the series, but just so many problems. But I'm very happy and excited to see everyone here. I'm happy that I'm doing 18, MMR Live number 18. So 80s Horror Fan, thank you for that. That means a lot. I'm glad. It's always good to see you in the chat, man. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna start reading comments. Horror Man 93 says Halloween Ends is my most anticipated horror movie as well. Well, I mean, I guess it is because it's a new Halloween film. It's a new Myers film. But the reason why it's my most anticipated, I want to see how David Gordon Green is going to wrap up this trilogy. You know what I mean? Halloween 2018 was great. Kills, it has its problems. I don't think it's a perfect movie. I don't think it's a perfect sequel, but I think it's good. It's good. It's good enough. And I want to see what happens. There's a lot of theories people have. I've done my own theory podcast video. I'm sure you guys have seen that as well. That actually has over 1K views, which is... Actually, it has over 1.5K views, which is outstanding. Like, I love you guys for that. Thank you for the support and love on that video. That was really fun. But yeah, Halloween Ends is my most anticipated because I just want to see how this is going to end. I'm pretty sure it's going to be good. We all, obviously get the style of how David Gordon Green does his films now. So we kind of know what to expect. We got two films, we got two Halloween films from him. 18. I don't agree with that. I'm not saying you're wrong. I think Kills is still a good movie. Funny enough, even though 2018 is my favorite out of the two so far, Halloween Kills has my favorite scene out of the two, which is the scene where Michael's chasing Lindsay through the park, and you see Michael, he's looking for Lindsay, you hear the breathing, you hear his boots when he walks across that bridge, and you see his reflection in the water. I think that's the best shot that David Gordon Green has got of Michael Myers. That's the best scene out of the two films so far. I don't know if it's going to be my favorite scene out of the entire trilogy. It could be, but I think that was fantastic. He did such a good job with that. One I'm interested in seeing is Jordan Peele's Nope. I'm going to get into that soon. I'm going to talk about that really soon. Let's see. Can't wait to see Texas Chainsaw Massacre next Friday. That's what I wanted to talk about next, is Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Now, you guys know I did a trailer reaction to this. There was a little discussion on that video as well. I'm excited for the new Chainsaw movie. Now, I'm not expecting this to be like, one of the best sequels in the franchise. I think it's going to be better than 2013 and Leatherface from 2016, 2017, whatever it was, that prequel that was just garbage. I think it's going to be better than those. I know a lot of people have, kind of went away from the Chainsaw franchise because I think most of you would agree that, people don't really like Chainsaw sequel. Even enjoy The Next Generation, even though I know it has its problems. It's not a perfect horror movie. It's not a perfect slasher movie. It's just like a really fun time, and that's why I love Part 4. And say what you want. The remake, I'm pretty sure everyone loves that one. People don't like the beginning. People don't like 2013. People don't like Leatherface from 2016, 17, whatever it is. And I only don't like 2 movies from the franchise, and that is Texas Chainsaw 3D and Leatherface from 2017. Those are the only 2 I don't like. I enjoy the others. I haven't went away from the Chainsaw franchise. Again, I know a lot of people have because they're done with it. The more bad sequels you have, the more that your fans are going to go away from it. Because, if the original Halloween was the only good Halloween movie, people just wouldn't care at this point. I really feel like that. And it's the same with Chucky. It's the same with Jason and Freddie. Like, the more bad movies you make, the more you're going to push people away from that franchise. And that's what's happened with Chainsaw, unfortunately, which I think is really sad because I don't think it's as bad as people say it is. I only think there's 2 bad movies. The trailer that we got for this new Chainsaw movie looks promising. It looks like a modern day Chainsaw film, with the whole, what does that dude say? He said, if you try anything, bro, you're canceled or whatever. That's hilarious. It fits with today's standards, I guess, I'm trying to say. But it looks good, you know what I mean? I know that they're kind of doing some, like, recycled material stuff with Sally, like, preparing to have this showdown with Leatherface. Same with what Laurie Strode did with Michael Myers in 2018. I think we're going to see that in the new Chainsaw movie. That might turn some people away from this new Chainsaw movie. I think it's a cool idea. I like that they're doing it. I'm not a fan of recycled material. I'm all about doing something original. But when it comes to Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I think it's going to work. I really do. I'm excited to see Sally versus Leatherface. I don't know how that's going to play out, but I think it's going to be an epic showdown, and I'm excited for it. But, the whole recycled material stuff it bothers me a little bit, but hey, what can you do about it? So yeah, that's my thoughts on Chainsaw. I am excited for it. I think it's going to be pretty good. I really do. I think it's going to I hope it takes people by surprise. I hope it makes people want to watch the movie, maybe get people back into the Chainsaw franchise. But this movie has to be good because, in my opinion, if this new Chainsaw movie isn't good, Leatherface might be laid to rest, to be honest. I know we're getting the new game. The new game is coming out, I think, like this year or next year, whenever it's coming out. People will play the game, but when it comes to the movies, and I'm not saying like that, well, I shouldn't say Leatherface will be laid to rest because the character will always live on, but when it comes to the Chainsaw movies, if this one isn't good, who knows? We may not see any more films, or it could be like a very long period of time until we see another one. But who knows? If it does well, I'm sure Netflix will order up another Chainsaw movie and we'll have a sequel to this 2022 film. Maybe even Chainsaw will get like a new trilogy like, obviously Halloween did, and I think Scream's going to be getting that because, we're getting Scream 6, and if that does well, we're going to get Scream 7. So, Matt and Tyler are getting their trilogy, so I wouldn't be surprised if we get this new Texas Chainsaw Massacre trilogy over on Netflix. That would be interesting. But this one has to do good first, of course. But in my opinion, the Chainsaw franchise it's lost some fans. It's lost some people, and it's just so sad. Let's see. Wish that movie called The Black Phone was this year. I believe The Black Phone is coming out this year. It's coming out in June. And I'm really excited. Honestly, The Black Phone might be my second most anticipated movie for this year because, it's a Blumhouse film. I like Blumhouse. I've seen a good bit of their movies. This one, just from the trailer, has me like super excited. I think this Blumhouse film is going to be one of their films that like absolutely stands out. Like, this is going to be the one that people are like, wow, this was really, really good. I could be wrong. You can't, a trailer could be really good, but the movie could be garbage, and the other way around. The trailer could be, the movie could be really good and the trailer could be garbage is what I'm trying to say. But this trailer looks great. I think the phone call, oh my gosh, yeah, the phone calls come to theaters. You guys will get that if you've been on my channel for a while. But the Black Phone looks incredible. It really does. What is that? Ethan Hawke, I think, is playing. Ethan Hawke? I think that's his name. He's in that movie. I think this might be one of his best performances just because of the trailer. Like, it just looks so good. I know that the Black Phone is based off of a book by Joe Hill. I've never read the book. I don't know if it's a novel or if I think it's a short story. I could be wrong, but I'm interested. I really am. Like, the trailer has me intrigued. Like, I'm really excited to see. I think it comes out in June of this year, I believe. I could be wrong. You guys can let me know in chat if I'm wrong or in the comment section down below, whatever. Let's see. Oh, no static now. I'm glad that there's no static because, again, I really miss doing these. Halloween Ends is my number one horror movie of 2022. I think everyone's super excited for Halloween Ends. Like, even if you're not a hardcore Halloween fan, I think people are still anticipating this conclusion to the trilogy. I definitely am. I want to see how it's going to play out. I want to see Laurie Strode and Michael have their final showdown. Again, I did my prediction video, like podcast. I'm sure most of you have seen that. If not, you can check it out. Just type in like Halloween Ends 2022 predictions, Michael Myers reacts. I'm sure it'll pop up. But yeah, I think pretty much everyone is like really, really anticipating Halloween Ends. Let's see. Ryan, love the background. Thank you. I mean, my collection has grown so much. Like, it is great. Like, as you can tell. I mean, if you watch MMR Live number 17, this wasn't back there. It was just 2 of these. There's 4 of these. I have 2 stacked on top of each other, and some of you are probably like, wait, that's not a good idea, man. That's probably going to collapse or whatever. It's sturdy. But there's literally 4 of these. You see 2 here, but there's 2 on the bottom, which I'm going to fill with movies. But I thought this was a cooler background. I like the background as well. I wish more horror movies came out in January. Only one big one. Yeah, I mean, Scream kicked off the year great, though. I really do. I think Scream 2022 really just kicked off this year fantastic. Because I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. 2021, to me, was such a fantastic year for horror. Like, I really enjoyed the horror movies that we got in 2021. And 2022 has a great lineup, you know what I mean? And with Scream 2022 starting out this year, because, you know, usually when a horror movie comes out in January, it's a curse. Like, the movie's going to be garbage. Most of them were. Most of the horror movies that came out in January were not good. Scream 2022 has broken that curse, I guess, because it was a good movie. Not everyone liked it, of course. And I can understand why. There's some things in it that still felt weird to me, but it wasn't like Halloween Kills. You know, Halloween Kills did things that I really had problems with. You know, Evil Dies Tonight, the whole bar scene, you know, Brackett as a character. I'm not getting into that, but Scream 2022 had some problems, but it wasn't enough for me to be like, oh man, I'm kind of in the middle with this. Even though, you know, I think Halloween Kills is above a 5. It's not like an average horror movie. But Scream 2022 was really good. I gave it like a 9 out of 10 because I give the first 2 films 10 out of 10s. Like, I think they're perfect. This new Scream wasn't perfect, but it was close. I think it's better than 3, and I think it's better than 4. But with that being said, you know, this new movie was missing that Wes Craven charm. You know, Wes Craven's such a good director. He's probably my second favorite horror director of all time. And I've said this so many times, and I feel like I say this too much, and I'm sure you guys are sick of hearing me say this. I just wish Wes Craven could have done his Scream 5 and 6, but, you know, rest in peace, Wes Craven. I can't talk. All right, let's see. 80s Horror Fan says you need Super Chat. When I get Super Chat, I'll set it up. I'm sure I'm a long way from that. I don't know how many subscribers or watch time you need for Super Chat, so when I get that, I'll definitely set it up. Let's see. I haven't seen it yet, so I'm signing off, my friend. Hey, if you haven't seen Scream, again, I'm not here to talk about spoilers. I'm actually done talking about Scream now. So let's see. They did amazing on Ready or Not. I still haven't seen Ready or Not yet. I've heard people say, like, you know, it's one of the best horror movies in like the past 10 years or whatever. Like, it's an instant horror classic. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. I'm sure it's good. I do like their style. I'm a big fan of VHS. I own VHS on Blu-ray. I think it's a fantastic found footage anthology horror movie. So I'm sure Ready or Not is really good because their style in Scream 2022 was great. Their style in VHS was great. So I will probably enjoy Ready or Not. I'm going to have to watch that movie soon. I'll probably be watching it this year sometime because I want to watch all their movies, and I think they've only done 3. I could be wrong. Let's see. I wonder what the movie X is about. Yeah, I saw that on Google. Some horror movie called X coming out this year. I don't know anything about that, but if you guys are excited for that, you know, let me know in the comment section down below what that is because I have no clue. Or in the live chat, of course. I believe the Hellraiser movie is coming out this year. That's another one I wanted to talk about. So, we're getting 2 Hellraiser things this year. We're getting it's either HBO Max or Hulu Hellraiser series, which is going to be directed by David Gordon Green. Obviously a familiar name. We all know David Gordon Green. I'm excited for both. The reboot, I don't know who's directing it. I don't know who's releasing it. The only thing I know about this new reboot or remake, whatever this new Hellraiser film is there's going to be, I believe, a female Pinhead or a transgender Pinhead. I don't know. I don't have a problem with that. I know some people are going to be like, well, it's not Doug Bradley. It's not a dude. It's not Pinhead. The novel, I think it's called Hellheart. I believe it's called Hellheart, written by Clive Barker, of course. It's in that book, I believe, that they describe Pinhead as having like female features or something in that nature. So it doesn't bother me. It seems like it's gonna be more novel accurate, which has me excited. Now, don't get me wrong, Doug Bradley is Pinhead. You know, I said this about Robert Englund and Freddie Krueger. Robert Englund is our Freddie Krueger. Doug Bradley is our Pinhead. But with them making this new movie, hopefully more book accurate, I'm interested in it because I don't know how accurate the original Hellraiser is to the book. And I would say it's pretty accurate in things just because Clive Barker wrote the book and directed the original Hellraiser movie. But I don't even think he got I think this new movie is going to take even more things from the book. So that has me excited for the new Hellraiser movie. The series, though, I don't know what to expect from it. The only thing that we really know right now is that David Gordon Green is behind it, which has me excited. I mean, this dude is putting so much on his plate. You know, we got this new Halloween trilogy, which is ending this year. Unless Ends gets pushed, which I highly doubt it. This Hellraiser series he's going to be working on. And then he's doing a Exorcist trilogy. So David Gordon Green is putting a lot on his plate. So I'm excited to see the Hellraiser series because, you know, the difference between like a TV show or a series versus a movie is when you do a series, you have more time to tell your story. You can draw your story out more than like with a film. Now, I'm more of a movie guy. I prefer watching movies over television series. That's just how I've always been. But I'm excited to see what they do with the new Hellraiser series because, again, they can draw that story out. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's going to follow Cenobites, if it's going to follow Pinhead, if it's going to be like an origin. I don't know what this new Hellraiser series has in store for us. But with David Gordon Green being attached to it, I'm interested just because it's David Gordon Green and I like his style. I like how he directs. The movie has me interested as well because I'm a huge Hellraiser fan. I really do love those movies. I don't watch them a ton. I'm a big fan of the first three. The first three are my favorite. You know, say what you want about the sequels. I enjoy most of them. Yes, they have their problems, but I enjoy most of them. But the new Hellraiser stuff is exciting either way. So I'm not sure what to expect from those. Hopefully, the movie and the show is good, but we just have to see. The thing about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise, it never reached the popularity of A Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, and Friday the 13th. Yeah, of course it hasn't. You know, Leatherface is like that second tier. Like, you got this top tier, you got Michael, Freddy, Jason, the big three. And then you go to the second tier, it's like Chucky, Leatherface, Ghostface. So he's like that second tier, if you were like tier listing, you know, these franchises. You know, the Chainsaw franchise will never be as big as Halloween or Nightmare or Friday. But when I say like it's losing popularity, well, I wouldn't say it's losing popularity. You know, the Chainsaw, there's hardcore Leatherface fans, there's hardcore Chainsaw fans. I'm one of them. I seriously love pretty much every movie but two. So I'm one that really enjoys that franchise. But there are people who love the first movie, but they hate the rest of the franchise. There's only one movie they like out of the, how many is there now? Like 10, whatever it is. You know, there's a lot of people who probably won't even waste their time on this new Chainsaw movie because they're just not a fan of the franchise anymore. And I'm not trying to say it's lost popularity. It's still very popular. You know, Chainsaw and Leatherface will always be a big deal when it comes to horror, like in horror history. But I think a lot of people just gave up on it because we got some really terrible sequels and people were just like, I'm sick of getting bad movies. I'm done with this franchise. And there's, you know, and that's kind of understandable because in my opinion, the last two movies that we did get were awful. I mean, some people like Chainsaw 3D from 2013. That's fine. Some people probably even like that Leatherface prequel, which is garbage to me. But if you like it, that's fine. But majority of people don't like those movies. And I think that's really turned people away from this franchise. Not saying that maybe they still don't have a love for Leatherface or the Chainsaw franchise or the first movie, but they just don't care about the franchise no more, and it's sad. But I'm not saying like it's lost popularity. You know, Chainsaw is a big deal. Let's see. Leatherface is iconic, but he's not on that level of those other icons. No, he's like that second tier. Let's see. That's a lot of movies. I do have a lot of movies. I don't know how many I have exactly. I mean, behind me right now, you're probably looking at over 200 movies or close to 200 movies. Altogether, when all four of these shelves are pretty much filled up, I'm going to have probably close to 500 films behind me. Speaking of movies, since we're on that topic, I do have some recent Scream Factory pickups I'm going to show you guys. I believe I have 8. I've actually picked up... Hold on. I've actually picked up more movies than these Scream Factory titles, but I'm just going to show you guys my newest Scream Factory titles because you guys know I love Scream Factory. Alright, so let's see. Where was I? That's true. January for horror has flops most of the time. Yeah, it's like a curse, and I think Scream really broke that curse. I think now we can, when a movie comes out in January, I think we can calm down a little bit because Scream wasn't that bad. I mean, people will argue it's bad, of course, but we all have our opinions, and Scream mostly had positive reviews. So I think it's safe to say that Scream 2022 broke that curse, but who knows? I'm sure we're still going to get bad horror movies in January. But then again, we get bad horror movies in September, August. No matter what month it is, you're going to get a bad horror movie at some point. Let's see. Was just watching The Exorcist last night. It's a horror masterpiece and a classic. I agree. The original Exorcist is untouchable. The tagline for The Exorcist is the scariest movie of all time. And, it still lives up to that. If someone asks me, what is the scariest horror movie you ever seen? I'm going to say The Exorcist because... I've said this, I don't even know how many times, I've lost count, but I've said it so many times, like every time I watch The Exorcist, I get left with this uneasy feeling. It's just, it always gets under my skin, and I definitely think The Exorcist is the scariest movie of all time. Just the feel of the movie, the way it was shot, the things that Reagan does in it, the possession itself, like it's an insane horror movie. It's very scary. It's 100% a masterpiece. So I agree with you. I love The Exorcist. And I'm excited for this new trilogy because this new David Gordon Green trilogy is supposed to, I believe it's a sequel to the original. I believe. Because obviously Halloween 2018 is a sequel to Halloween 1978. I believe this new Exorcist trilogy is taking place after the original movie. But I believe David Gordon Green said in like an interview or something that the other films are still, like, you could still acknowledge those ones. Like, he's not retconning them. So I think it's pretty much a continuation of the original film, but, like, the other films are still canon, sort of. Something like that. I believe he said that. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe he said that. Ready or Not is way better than VHS. See, now I gotta watch Ready or Not because I gotta see that for myself. I love VHS. Like, I'm a huge fan of found footage because... found footage is the subgenre of horror that gets under my skin and really freaks me out. Like, I'm not scared of found footage films, but they freak me out. They creep me out. There's certain shots that they do. There's certain things that they do that are absolutely terrifying. Like, found footage just bothers me, especially when it's like a supernatural found footage movie, like when weird crap is happening. It just really gets under my skin. If they do it right, they got to do it right. It's got to be effective. If it's some crappy found footage, it's not going to bother me. VHS is a perfect example of that. It's fantastic. I can't remember what story it was. I haven't watched it in so long, but there's one story in VHS, a few stories actually, that got under my skin and really just freaked me out. Like, I don't get scared from horror anymore because, I've seen this my whole life, but found footage is one thing that still gets under my skin. There's a few shots and scenes in the Poughkeepsie tapes that absolutely still freak me out to this day. I mean, found footage is impactful. Like, it will mess with you. It really will. All right, let's see. By the way, we are getting a new Exorcist next year and a trilogy as well. Yeah, I've already spoken about that. Doug Bradley, if I can speak. Doug Bradley, I think, is done with Pinhead. He hasn't played Pinhead in 17 years going on. Yeah, Doug Bradley's done. And it's the same with Robert Englund. He said before he hung up the glove. I know he's teased it so many times, like, hey, I might come back as Freddy, especially when he did that episode on the Goldbergs. We're not going to see Robert Englund as Freddy again. I highly doubt it. If we do, I actually will be super surprised and hyped for it, of course. I'll be very excited for that, but I highly doubt it. Same with Doug Bradley as Pinhead. He's done. I doubt he's going to play Pinhead again, even though I believe in this new show, he's credited as Pinhead, I think. So maybe we'll get a cameo with him, which I'm down for that. Like, if you're not going to play Pinhead again in a full featured film or play him in this new series, I'm cool with a cameo. Like, seeing Doug Bradley, even just for like a couple of minutes as Pinhead again, would be fantastic. You know, kind of like that cameo we got with Tony Todd as Candyman at the end of Candyman 2021. If it's something like that, I'm still cool with it. Like, I know people get mad about it. It's like, oh, we needed more screen time, which I agree when it comes to Tony Todd as Candyman. But if that's all we're going to get from Doug Bradley, I'll take it. You know, it's either that or nothing. So I'll take that 1 minute cameo from Doug Bradley or 30 seconds, whatever he wants to do. As long as he plays Pinhead again for no matter how long, minute, 30 seconds, whatever, I'm down for it. I would love to see that. But as far as like him doing a full feature film again or being like, you know, the main Cenobite in this new series, no, that's not happening. Let's see. I know it's not a movie, but let's go Chucky Season 2. We could talk about that a little bit. I don't mind talking about that. So yeah, I've talked about this Chucky TV series before. I did a live stream over on Slasher Movies 410 YouTube channel where me and Michael Myers, which is another YouTuber, we talked about the trailer, and then the series came out, and I didn't really talk about it after the series came out. Now, I said some things over on his stream, which I still stand by. Like, I still don't think the new Chucky series was perfect. I don't think Season 1 was as good as it could have been. I've said this so many times. I wish Chucky would go back to the serious route. I wish he'd be scary again. I wish they would make Chucky dark again, like he was in Curse of Chucky. We got a little taste of that in 2013. Obviously, the original Child's Play series is very serious. Of course, Chucky still has his one-liners. He jokes here and there. Curse of Chucky, we really didn't get... We got one-liners, but we didn't really get jokes. That style of Chucky is my favorite, and I wish that would have continued on in the show. Sadly, it didn't. I know that the first season of Chucky takes place after Cult of Chucky, and Cult of Chucky even went away from that. You know, when Curse came out, everybody loves Curse. Most Chucky fans love Curse of Chucky. And then Cult came out, which is a sequel to Curse, and I think a lot of fans were let down from it. I don't hate Cult of Chucky, but I don't think it's as good as Curse. I think even that movie could have had things going for it. They could have done a lot more. You know, the whole idea of like multiple Chuckies, not a huge fan of that, honestly. And then, of course, the show came out, which I think the show is better than Cult. I like Season 1 of Chucky more than Cult of Chucky. And a good thing about this show, like I said earlier on in this stream, with the show, you know, the story's more drawn out. We get more story, and I'm always down for more story. I'm a story dude. You know, I say story. I'm saying story a lot here, but I'm a story guy. Like, when they can drag out the story and give us more information on things and just let things play out longer, I love that. Like, with a movie, you can't do that. And, you know, Cult of Chucky, to me, is okay. Like, it's better than Seed of Chucky. And then it's right there. That's probably next. It's probably Cult of Chucky. But the show took me by surprise. I kind of ate my own words. I was like, I don't even think the show's going to be that good, which... Again, I don't think it was perfect. There are still things about the show that I was like, you know, you could have done something better. But what they did with Season 1, I was really shocked by. It did take me by surprise, and I think it took a lot of Chucky fans by surprise, right? But I'm glad it made me eat my own words. Anytime, like, if I'm sitting here saying, oh, this is going to be garbage, like, I could do that about the new Chainsaw movie. I could be like, this new Chainsaw movie is going to be crap. I hope the movie would make me eat my own words. Anytime you eat your own words when it comes to a new movie coming out or something that you love and you're like, wow, that was better than I thought, that's a good thing. You know what I mean? So I'm glad that this new Chucky series made me eat my own words in a way. I enjoyed Season 1. I did. So that's my thoughts on Chucky Season 1. I'm glad we're getting Season 2. The show definitely deserves it. I do want more. I think the finale was really good. You know, I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to get into spoilers because some people may not have seen the first season yet, but it kind of ends off in a cliffhanger, kind of. I would say it does, yeah. So I'm excited for Season 2. I don't know what they're going to do with it, but I have faith that it's going to be pretty good. I'm hoping that it's better than Season 1, because again, I don't think Season 1 was perfect. I hope it's better than Season 1, but if it can't be better than Season 1, then I hope it's just as good as Season 1. So that's my thoughts on Chucky. I'm excited for that. I'm glad someone mentioned the whole Chucky thing. Where was I? I think I lost where I was. Oh, here we go. I'm hyped for Evil Dead Rise. That's another one I wanted to talk about. So, we're getting a new Evil Dead movie this year. I love Evil Dead. I'm a huge fan of the original trilogy. I love Evil Dead. I love Evil Dead 2. I love Army of Darkness. I even like Ash versus Evil Dead. I did see the 2013 reboot. I seen it one time. Wasn't a huge fan of it. Not because I didn't think it was bad. I didn't think it was directed bad. The gore in it is really good. But to me, it just didn't feel like a Evil Dead movie. And not because, that movie didn't focus on Ash Williams. It was just, it didn't feel like an Evil Dead movie. It felt like a knockoff of Evil Dead. A movie that was knocking off Evil Dead, trying to be Evil Dead, and it just wasn't working. That's how I saw it. But again, I seen the movie one time. I think I need to go back and rewatch it because I might like it now. I know a lot of people really like that remake, and I can see why. It's not bad. It's just, I'm such a hardcore fan of the original films, and I love the character of Ash, but I think the series can go away from Ash Williams. I'm not saying that, Ash is, of course, the face of Evil Dead, but it could go away from that, and that's not why I didn't like it. It just didn't feel like an Evil Dead movie to me. It felt like I said, it was a horror movie trying to be Evil Dead. But this new one has me excited because they're doing something really, really different. Now, I'm not gonna say that I'm gonna love this movie. I'm not gonna say that I'm overhyped for this movie because I'm not. I'm happy that we're getting a new Evil Dead movie, but I'm not over here oh, let's go, Evil Dead Rise. I am hyped for it, but I'm not overly hyped for it because I don't know. I'm a little worried about it because when it comes to Evil Dead, I don't know. I just love those original 3 movies. That's really all I can say. I like the idea that, it's not going to be a cabin in the woods type movie again. There's going to be skyscrapers involved. I mean, there's not a lot that we know about it yet. Obviously, Ash Williams ain't going to be in it. It's not going to have anything to do with that character. I don't think Bruce Campbell has anything. Bruce Campbell might be producing the new Evil Dead movie, but he's not going to actually be in it unless he does a cameo, which I would be really happy with that. But I'm excited to see what they're going to do with it. You know what I mean? So I can't say that I'm super hyped for it because it has me worried because it's just, I don't know. I don't know how it's going to work. But I like that they're trying to do something different. I'm always about doing something different. That's anytime they're oh, we're going to try to do something different with this movie or this franchise. I'm always excited for that because what they do with this new movie, if I can speak, might be really good. So I'm excited for it, but I'm not overhyped for it. So that's my thoughts on Evil Dead Rise. While I'm on this topic, before I continue on with the chat, this movie I want to talk about right now is because this is probably, I'm trying to think here, maybe my second or third, actually probably my third most anticipated movie for this year because my first is Ends and then it's The Black Phone. Number 3 for me is Terrifier 2. Now, I'm getting into this. I think, we've all waited for Terrifier 2 for so long. We've known about it since, I think, 2020. They did the Indiegogo page. There was a trailer released. Obviously, it got pushed because of the pandemic. 2021 rolls around. The movie was done, I believe, at the end of 2020 or early 2021. Somewhere around that, it was finished. It was completed. And then we waited for it, and I know that the pandemic hit, but it's almost why couldn't Damien Leone just release this movie? Because it's going to go to streaming anyways. It's going to go on Netflix, so why couldn't he just release this movie? And I'm really anticipating it. It's not I'm not hyped for it anymore. I don't care about it anymore. I'm ready to see it. He's had us waiting for so long that he's going to have to give us a fantastic sequel. I know Terrifier 2's runtime, from what I heard, is supposed to be a 2-hour horror movie, which is incredible. That makes me really excited. And of course, from the trailer, we know that this is a higher budget than what the first movie was. And I think, Damien already said he's got, a good idea to do 3 movies, to have at least a Terrifier trilogy. So, he knows what he's doing. And, we've all waited for, this long that Terrifier 2 has to be good. Because if Terrifier 2 isn't good, everyone is going to be so disappointed. And I think this is kind of my theory, and I'm not saying anything bad about Damien. I love Damien Leone. I mean, he's a really cool guy. I follow him on Instagram. I think he's a great director, and Terrifier, and Art the Clown is a modern-day horror icon. I don't care what anybody says. He is a horror icon. And his first movie was arguably a slasher masterpiece, sort of. It's not perfect. It's low budget, but it's like Halloween. You know what I mean? Halloween ain't perfect. There are things you could point out in Halloween that isn't perfect. It's the same with Terrifier. But this is my little theory about Damien. Now, he obviously wants to release Terrifier 2, 100%. You know, of course he does. It's his film. David Howard Thornton wants us to see it. The whole cast wants us to see it. Anyone who was involved with Terrifier 2 wants us to see this movie, but I know it's completed now. He's edited it. The music is done. I believe like the soundtrack even comes out this year. So, you know, regardless, I'm pretty sure we're getting the movie this year no matter what, but I think he's been pushing it off because I think he's trying to like make sure that this is a great sequel. I think he's trying his best to make sure, you know, for the fans that this is a perfect horror sequel, and I think it's going to be because I have faith in Damien. I think that's why he's pushed it off. I think he's went through changes for Terrifier 2. This is a theory of mine. You know, it's like a conspiracy theory, but I think that there could even be more than one cut for Terrifier 2. I think maybe Damien has taken Terrifier 2, done some things to it, and decided, I don't really like that. I don't know if I want to go with that cut. And then he went back and did something else. I believe that there's more than one cut for Terrifier 2. I don't know if he's publicly said this. I don't know if he's going to say this, whatever. I think there's more than one cut because, I think he's trying his best to give us a perfect horror sequel. A perfect sequel to Terrifier, which is a horror movie, of course. And I think we're going to get that. And that's really exciting. Because I want it to be really good. And I think it's going to be. Again, I have faith in Damien. But if it's not good, that's a problem. You know what I mean? Like, if it falls short, you know, fans are going to be really mad. Another thing that had me really excited about Terrifier 2 is, I don't remember who said it. I want to say Damien said it. Maybe David Howard Thornton. He was saying how there's something that's going to happen in Terrifier 2 that could be even better than Don's kill in the original Terrifier. Something that tops that kill. That alone has me super excited because Don's kill is iconic now. It is. That kill's as iconic as Art the Clown. Like, that's one of the most gruesome, most brutal kills in a horror movie. And if they have something to top that in this new film, in Terrifier 2, we are in for a treat. You know what I mean? I'm really excited for that. So I have faith. You know, I think the wait was worth it. I know we all get anxious and we get impatient and we just want the movie. But I think we have something really incredible coming to us this year. So I'm excited for it. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Terrifier 2. Obviously, I'm excited for that. So let's continue where I was. Where was I? Okay, I know where it was. I'm checking out the Firestarter remake. I was going to talk about that earlier on, but I forgot about it. So we are getting a Firestarter remake. I have not seen the original in a long time. I mean, so long that I really don't even remember the movie. So if I went back and watched the original Firestarter, it would be like watching it for the first time again. Now, most of you know that John Carpenter, I'm going to get into like a little John Carpenter discussion right here. So most of you probably know that John Carpenter was originally supposed to direct the original Firestarter, which he did not do so, of course. So with this new Firestarter, let me talk about the trailer first, because the trailer's out. Most of you have probably seen that, maybe not. But the trailer for Firestarter is out now, and I have to say that the trailer is not good, if you want me to be honest. I watched the trailer, and it did not make me want to see the movie. Now, I probably still will watch Firestarter, and here's why. It is confirmed that John Carpenter, Cody Carpenter, and Daniel Davis will be doing the score for this new Firestarter movie. And you're like, well, wait, that's just the score. Why? If you don't think the trailer looks good, why waste your time on the movie? Let me tell you why. Because even if the movie is garbage, the score is going to be good. I mean, come on. We have great composers behind this movie. You know what I'm saying? So, like, even if it's bad, I'm just there for the score. Like, that's what I'm going to be looking for. Now, again, just because the trailer isn't good doesn't mean the movie's going to be garbage. I just don't think it's a good trailer. Nothing about the trailer intrigued me and made me go, holy crap, I got to see this movie. It didn't make me do that. But that don't mean anything. You know, I could watch the movie and be like, wow, that was really impressive. That was a really good movie. Which I hope it would do that. Because if the movie is like the trailer, then the movie's not going to be good, in my opinion. I don't know, though. But with John, Cody, and Daniel being behind the score for Firestarter, I think that's really cool, because it's crazy how, like, John didn't direct the original Firestarter when he was supposed to, I believe, or whatever that story was. Now he's involved with like a Firestarter project. You know, he's doing the score with his son and his godson. Really exciting. So like if you guys are fans of, you know, the new Halloween scores, if you like the Halloween 2018 score, if you like the Kill score, you're probably going to like the new Firestarter score, which is really exciting. So like even if it's a bad movie, we got the score to look forward to. You know what I mean? But again, that trailer just did not have me hyped. Let me know what you guys think of the Firestarter trailer in the comment section down below or in the live chat. I'm not a huge fan of it, but that's just me personally. The Exorcist is top 10 horror films ever. 100%. It's one of the best ever made. It's up there with The Shining. Yes, it is. Oh, we got Machete Slasher in the chat. I feel like you sent this a long time ago. My bad. I've been ranting, but we do have Machete Slasher in the chat. He said, yo, what's up? Love the background. Was going to do the same background. You beat me to it. Hey, man, go for it. I'm not the only one that has a background with movies behind them, you know? It's getting to this point. That's why I have this background. I have so many horror... These are all horror movies, by the way. You guys know I'm a horror fan, of course. But some of you might be like, oh, that's probably not all horror. This is all horror stuff behind me. Like, no joke. My collection has gotten that crazy. But if you want to make your background movies, go for it. Like, I'm not the only one who has done this. I actually wasn't even trying to do this. It just got to the point to where I had to buy 2 more shelves again. I stacked them, and this is just kind of what happened. I do like it. I think it's a really cool background. So thank you guys for noticing the background. I'm glad you guys like that. But again, yeah, do it, man. I mean, I ain't stopping you. All right, let's see. Horror Man 93. Studio 666 is one fans of the band's Foo Fighters will like it once it's coming. I'm not even sure what you're talking about. Chucky Season 1 coming to Blu-ray. Yeah, I'm glad it's getting a physical media release. I'm definitely picking it up. Drop Terrifier 2, Damien. We're all like that. We're all impatient. We want this movie, but he will. We'll definitely get it. I like it to be out in October. Yeah, I mean, I know, I believe he originally said that he was going to release Terrifier 2 early this year. I don't think that's going to happen because, like, if he was going to aim for, it's not going to be March, you know, he would have already announced the release date. It's most likely not going to be April. If he's going to put it out in May, he's going to have to announce the release date soon. I mean, we're still in early 2022. He could announce the release date any day. He could announce it tomorrow. He could be announcing it right now for all I know. But if he doesn't announce it by May, I would say we're getting in October. He'll probably announce in the summer, like, hey, you know, Terrifier 2 is coming out in October. So I don't think October is a bad release. You know, that he was originally going to do that in 2020, I believe. We were going to get it in October of 2020. And then I think it got moved to October 2021. That didn't happen, obviously. And now here we are still waiting for a release date. I think that's my most anticipated thing. Like, obviously I want to see the movie, but I'm waiting for the day that he announces the release date, because then we'll have a date to look forward to. We'll know when the movie's coming out. I think once he announced that, I think most of us, our impatientness, if that's a word, will be gone, because, you know, we'll know when it's coming out. We'll be excited, so, yeah. In 1979, a group of young filmmakers set out to make an adult film in rural Texas, but when their reclusive elderly host catches them in the act, the cast finds themselves fighting for their lives. That's the plot of X. Yeah, I don't know anything about that. I mean, it does sound interesting. That's a good little synopsis. Yeah, I mean, that sounds interesting. I might watch that movie. I don't know. Also, the trailer is available. Nice. I might have to watch the trailer to that. What do you think of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game? I talked about that a little bit earlier on, not too much. I'm excited for the Chainsaw game. I do plan on getting it when it comes out. I hope it gets released this year. But if we don't get it this year, you know, we're definitely going to get it next year. But I would say it's this year because they've hyped that game up so much already. You know, with promotional pictures, that little trailer that came out. I'm definitely going to be playing it. I'm also excited for the Evil Dead game, which got pushed. Oh, that sucks. It was originally supposed to come out at the end of this month. I believe it was like February 28th. That got pushed to like, what was it, May now or something? But I'm excited for the new Chainsaw game. I know Gun Media is behind it. The people who made the Friday the 13th game. I love the Friday the 13th game. So I'm probably going to love the new Chainsaw game. I'm excited for it. I definitely want to play the new Chainsaw game. I might do videos over it. I don't know. Like, I don't know if we're going to get a story mode. I know we're definitely going to get multiplayer. There's been so many updates over the multiplayer for this new Chainsaw game. So, you know, I'm definitely going to be playing the multiplayer. But when it comes to like a story mode. If they have one, I'll probably do a walkthrough of it, possibly. Evil Dead game will be the better game out of the two. I think you're right. It will be for me at least. You can't really compare those games yet because they're not out. No one has actually played those games. I do think I'm going to like the Evil Dead game better just because I'm a bigger fan of Evil Dead than Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But I think the Chainsaw Massacre game has a lot of potential. You know, that they could use every Leatherface from every movie, including the new movie. I think what they should do, which would be really cool, since the movie's coming out next Friday, you know, when the game comes out, have every Leatherface in it but the new one. And then, you know, see how the game does, see how people react to it. And then if the game, you know, goes over well with fans, then have the new Leatherface as a DLC. Like, you buy him later on. That could be a first, like, good DLC for the game. So that's what I would do. Because then people would be like, wait a minute, where's the new Leatherface? And then all of a sudden, like, the new Leatherface is coming. Like, they should do something like that. I think that'd be really cool. Let's see how the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre Netflix go. I'm excited for it. Like I said earlier on in the stream, I might be excited for it more than some other people. You know, I got on my rant on how I think the fans feel about this franchise and how I think people have kind of went away from it. I think it's going to be good. I want it to take us by surprise. And I think it will because a lot of those people who, you know, don't watch the Chainsaw franchise anymore or don't care for the Chainsaw franchise as much anymore, everyone who reacted to the trailer seemed to you know, it got positive reviews. The trailer got, like, positive feedback, you know what I mean? From me, from a lot of YouTubers who reacted to it. So I think it's going to take us by surprise. But same thing as I said earlier, a trailer can be deceiving. You know, the movie could be garbage. We're going to find out next Friday, which is really exciting. By the trailers, I mean, Evil Dead looks more appealing. Oh, I agree. I think I was going to say I think Evil Dead's going to have better graphics, but now that I think about it, the new Chainsaw game, from what we've seen, looks really, really good. It looks like the Friday the 13th game, but like 10 times crisper. Like, it looks a lot better. So, I don't know, man. I'm definitely going to get both games, and I'll definitely compare them once I play them. But Evil Dead's more appealing to me because I'm just a bigger Evil Dead fan. And I think they're doing more with the Evil Dead game. Well, I can't really say that either because they're doing a lot with the new Chainsaw game as well. But with the Evil Dead game, it's been pushed like twice now because they're doing things to it. They're trying to make the game better before it even releases. But I think Gun Media is doing the same thing with Chainsaw. I don't know. It's going to be a tough competition. I think those are going to be the two really big horror games that we get recently. So we'll just have to see. I don't know. As an update for the game, including him, if they don't want to do DLC, it won't be an update. I mean, the new Leatherface, if they do decide to add him into the game, he'll be a DLC. They're going to charge you money for it. They're not just going to update your game and be like, hey, look, you got the new Leatherface. No, they're going to charge you money for it, if that's what they do. And I think that's a smart move. I think that's also a smart first DLC. Or do like a combo pack where, you know, in the game, I'm sure we're going to have young Sally. And of course, we're going to have Leatherface from the first movie, you know, Pretty Woman, regular, whatever. A good, like, double pack DLC they could do, the first DLC they could do for this new Chainsaw game is you could get, like, older Sally and the new Leatherface, like, as a 2-pack and charge people, like, $8 for it, $10 for it. I think that's what they'll do. You're not going to get that. They're not just going to update your game and be like, yeah, here you go. No, they're going to charge you for that. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a DLC. I think that's a good idea. That's what I would do. Freddie and Jason are so wasted right now. If there were no lawsuit, Michael would have had competition. Well, see, when it comes to Freddie Krueger, I mean, there's no lawsuit going on with Freddie Krueger. Freddie Krueger could have made his comeback years ago. He could have made his comeback back in, like, 2019. See, with Friday the 13th and Jason, of course, there was that lawsuit stuff going on. But, you know, that's all over now. I believe Victor Miller won that case, so that's all over with now. Now we're just waiting to really see what happens. I think by next year in 2023 or sometime maybe even in 2024, we're going to get news that, you know, a new Friday movie is going to be in the works. You know, the ball is going to be rolling for that. I don't know when. I would say earliest is next year. We're going to hear news about that, but latest maybe 2024. But Freddy, as far as I know, there's no lawsuit with Nightmare on Elm Street or Freddy Krueger. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure there isn't because I know there was a thing a few years ago where, like, the Wes Craven estate or whatever it is owns rights to Freddy. I don't know what it is. But they could have been, or the Craven family, it was something like that. Somebody has rights to Freddy, but they're not going through no lawsuit. So Freddy Krueger could have been returned. I don't know why he hasn't. I think, well, actually, I do know why. It's probably because they feel like they can't get anyone to play Freddy Krueger, which is not true at all. I mean, Robert has said it before. I've said it. Lots of fans have said it. There's somebody out there who can play Freddy Krueger. Like, yes, Robert Englund is our Freddy Krueger, but there is somebody out there who could take on the role of Freddy Krueger and do a good job. So I'm not sure why we haven't got Freddy yet. Still blows my mind that neither have been on screen in over 10 years. Again, I get the Friday the 13th thing. The Nightmare thing I don't understand. I know why Jason hasn't been on the big screen, but Freddy doesn't really make sense to me. So I want to talk about Jordan Peele's Nope. I just thought about this just now. It was mentioned earlier on in the stream, and I haven't really talked about it. And I said I was going to talk about it. So we're almost an hour in, so I'm going to go ahead and get into this. I was a little late to the game when it came to Get Out and Us. Now, I enjoy those movies. I think Jordan Peele is a upcoming horror legend when it comes to directing horror movies. Get Out was fantastic. Us was fantastic. Sadly, I don't own those films in my collection yet. I know a lot of people seem to gravitate toward Get Out, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. I think I enjoyed Us a little bit more. I think I did. I love both films, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that like Us is 1,000 times better than Get Out. Like, they're like this. I mean, it's so close. But I think I enjoyed Us a little bit more. Jordan Peele definitely has an eye for horror. And I just love his work. You know, I don't want him to stop. I don't want him to leave the genre. I want him to be like the Quentin Tarantino of horror. And I think that's what he's going to be. I don't think he's going to do a crap ton of horror movies. Obviously, Nope is his third horror film that is coming out this year. You know, he was involved with Candyman. He was a producer. He was also involved with that Twilight Zone reboot series, whatever it was, that was on like CBS or whatever. But this is his third horror movie. And, you know, he's already gave us a taste of what he can do. It's really incredible. He has a fan base. And I'm excited for Nope. And funny enough, Nope, as far as I know, nobody knows really anything about this movie. The only thing that we know is the title of it, the release date, and there was a poster, an official theatrical poster for Nope. That's all we know about it. And of course, that Jordan Peele is directing it. And that alone, you know, has me sold. I'm probably going to go see this movie in theaters. I didn't see Get Out or Us in theaters. I was really late to the party. I watched those movies like late last year for the first time. But Nope, I plan on seeing in theaters. I'm super excited for it because I really like Jordan Peele's work. I really do think that he's a upcoming horror legend, for sure. He's up there with James Wan already, in my opinion. You know, James Wan, I would also argue, is an upcoming horror legend. You know what I mean? Some people would probably already consider him that. Same with Jordan Peele. But I think Jordan Peele is just as good as James Wan. So I'm excited for Nope. I don't know what to expect from it, but Nope is coming out in July. Okay, so it's coming out in the summer. I think that comes out a month after The Black Phone, so that's going to be a really exciting summer. I hope Nope is incredible. I'm sure it's going to be. I don't know why I even said that. You know what? It's kind of cool that Jordan Peele's getting a summer movie. It just kind of fits. Jordan Peele summer. I don't know. It just kind of fits. Yeah. There was a teaser for Nope? Really? I didn't know there was a teaser for Nope. I haven't seen it yet. So when I get done with this stream, I'm probably going to watch the teaser to Nope because I have not seen it. I didn't even know there was one. The only thing I knew about, again, was the poster, the release date, and the... well, I didn't know it was July. I just knew that we had a release date. I didn't know what it was. But the poster, the release date, and that Jordan Peele was directing it, I didn't know there was a teaser, so I'm going to have to check that out. It makes me wonder, I like how many films is Jordan Peele probably going to do? You know, I think he'll adventure outside of horror. I don't think he's going to do horror forever. You know, I think most of his filmography will be horror. I think at most he's going to do 7 to 8 horror movies. Maybe some things outside of horror. I don't know. Maybe he'll just do strictly horror. If I was him, I would just stick with strictly horror because I think that's, you know, where he's the best at. I don't know. He hasn't done anything else. But I think he should stick with horror. But I think at most we're going to get like 7 or 8 Jordan Peele horror movies, which is really exciting. I was reading the trailer for Nope will air on Super Bowl Sunday. perfect time to release the Nope trailer is during the Super Bowl commercials, which if they do, I will be so excited. That'll be like my most anticipated thing. Like everyone's worried about the game and all in like hype for the game and the halftime show. I'm there for the Nope trailer, man. I want to see Jordan Peele's Nope trailer. I mean, even if I didn't see it on TV, you know, it'll be on YouTube at some point. I haven't seen the teaser. I didn't know there was one. Again, I'm surprised he hasn't done a comedy yet. Yeah, he did comedy before, not movie-wise, but he's, you know, dipped his hands into comedy, of course. But when it comes to movies, I wonder if he's going to adventure outside of the genre of horror. He really shouldn't. I think he's doing a fantastic job when it comes to horror. He was on that show, Key and Peele. Yeah, fantastic show. You know, it was a really good show. I think a lot of people were surprised when they found out that Jordan was going to be doing horror movies. They were like, horror? Like somebody like that you would expect to do like comedy. Same with like Chris Rock when he announced that he was going to be in Spiral. People were, even I was like, Chris Rock and Saw, what? It worked. So, and Jordan Peele is obviously a fan of horror. He obviously understands the genre of horror. He does some incredible things. But I hope we do get the Nope trailer Sunday. That'll be really exciting. I don't know any other movies. We have a Salem's Lot remake coming out this year. Not really excited for that. I actually didn't know that was a thing until like last month in January that they were making a Salem's Lot remake. Had no clue. I love the original movie miniseries from '79, directed by Tobe Hooper. Fantastic. So I'm kind of excited for it, but I don't expect a lot from it. That's the only thing I forgot. That actor that played Glenn in The Walking Dead is in Nope. Yes, he is. That's right. I'm glad you said that. He is. Fantastic actor. You know, he's fantastic as Glenn. Great actor. So I'm excited for that. There's another one. I'm glad you mentioned that. I almost forgot about it. We are getting Jeepers Creepers Reborn this year, aka Jeepers Creepers 4. Honestly, this one I am excited about. I'm not going to get into the whole director stuff. I'm not getting into that. I know everybody knows by now. I'm not getting into that. But I am a fan of Jeepers Creepers 1 and 2. I think they are good movies. 3 is garbage, and I'm hoping Jeepers Creepers Reborn is really good. Obviously, Victor has nothing to... I think his name is Victor, right? Victor has nothing to do with Jeepers Creepers Reborn, so we're good there. I'm excited for it. I'm hoping it's better than 3. I don't think it's going to be better than the first 2. I really enjoy the first 2 Jeepers Creepers films. But I'm hoping Reborn is better than Jeepers Creepers 3, because it's absolutely garbage. But I'm glad you mentioned that. I almost forgot about it. I don't have a lot to say about that either. I know that there was a teaser released for Jeepers Creepers Reborn, which was definitely a teaser. I mean, it shows us literally nothing at all. It was nice. It was cool. You know, it was pretty much them just showing us like, hey, you're getting a new Jeepers Creepers movie. That's really all it was. It doesn't show us anything. I'll check it out. You know, I'll definitely check it out. The OG Jeepers Creepers is one of my is one of the best from the 2000s. I agree. I definitely agree. It's a fantastic movie. It's a classic, honestly. I consider it a classic. I know some people won't. You know, don't even worry about the I don't even want to get into the director stuff. I know it's awful, but it's still a good movie. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to say, you know, I'm not holding up for the director or anything. Like, you know, I'm just not. I still enjoy the movie. I know some people will refuse to watch it, refuse to own it just because of that. I think that's dumb. What the person did is awful, but like the body of work has nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? It's a different actor playing the creeper this time. Yeah, that I don't know about that. You know, it can work. I feel like anybody can. It's kind of like Jason. Anybody could play Jason. Just put the hockey mask on him, whatever. You know what I mean? So, you know, just put the creeper makeup on this person, and hopefully their performance is good, and hopefully they do fine. Separate art from the artist. I agree. That's exactly what I was trying to say. So yeah, I think I'm about to wrap it up here. This has been a great MMR Live. I'm so happy to be doing these again. I will do 19 very soon, especially since my microphone is good right now. I'm going to do MMR Live number 19 very soon, so keep your eyes out for that. Follow me on my Facebook page and my Instagram. All that stuff is in the description down below. I will update you guys when I'm doing 19. I'll probably do it next week. I was actually thinking about doing 19 tomorrow, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not promising it. It might not be tomorrow. It could be next week, but I'm going to try to do 19 really soon. Oh, one more. The Predator Prequel, Prey. I don't have a lot to say about that. You know, I like the Alien and Predator movies, but I'm not even hyped for it. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to be bad, but I'm not super hyped for it. But I'm glad you mentioned it. I'm sure there's people excited for the new Predator prequel. And if you are, that's awesome. So if you are new to the channel and you're a horror fan, definitely hit that subscribe button. Leave a like on this stream. That'll definitely help me out. Share this around if you can. I'm glad to be back. And I will see you guys either tomorrow or next week.